Yes, we are back. We are live. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're going to go ahead with week number 12 coming up of the NFL season. We'll talk some starts and sits. We'll answer any questions that you guys have, and we might comment a little bit on the Lions-Packers game that's happening along right now. So let's get into it. Woo, yes, here we go, Paul. My favorite time of the week, mate. Just great. Kick it back, chat some absolute shit with you. Week 12. Can't believe we're here already. How you doing, mate? Good to see you.
Oh, I'm doing really well, mate. I'm doing really well. I said on the Rewind show the other day, I was like, what? Can we slow the season down now? You know what I mean? It just feels like it's rocketing past, mate, and it's insane. Week 12, what? You know?
Yeah.
We've only got 5 weeks left of the fantasy season.
5 weeks left, I know. And Paul, already we got people in the comments already. Good old Jamie back on the show again, wishing us happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Jamie. Paul, obviously it's a big American tradition, right? We both live in the UK. Is Thanksgiving like a big deal where you are or you live?
Absolutely no way.
Yeah, me neither.
Nope.
I wish it was. It sounds absolutely amazing. Like getting up nice and early, eating as much food as you can, watching football all day. It's like my idea of absolute heaven, but sadly, don't get the day off. It's not fair.
It's like pre-season though, isn't it? It's like pre-season for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like everyone, we literally have Christmas Day and that is it. We just eat a massive turkey, we eat loads of food, open loads of presents. Whereas this feels like it's like your pre-season. This is pre-season for the Americans now. It's like, right, turkey season. You know what we'll do?
Yes.
We'll start with a massive turkey dinner.
Love it.
Loads of football on that day, everything like that. Drink, eat, just be thankful. What are you thankful for? Thankful for turkey, beer, and sports.
Yeah, and absolutely. You know something else people should be thankful for? This fucking show. That's what people should be thankful for, right? And they should be hitting that thumbs up, that subscribe, hitting share wherever they can, just to spread the joy and spread the thanks around. That'll be absolutely brilliant. And Paul, we're going to get into it. As Jamie actually says, he doesn't actually celebrate Thanksgiving in America. It is a reminder of the genocide of the Native Americans. It's a very sad day. I don't actually know the story of it. Jamie, I will take your absolute word for it.
Jamie, go and have a turkey dinner, my man. Just don't worry about what the day represents. Just go and have a turkey dinner, my man. You won't be sad.
Yeah. You don't eat turkey any other time in the year. Like it's why not right now? But Paul, we're gonna kick into week number 12. We got one sort of main bit of news, and then we're going to continue this fun game that you started last week, right? With the who am I kind of questions for me. So
yeah,
the only thing we can start with, probably nothing to be thankful for. These damn injuries back again, right? Deshaun Watson out for the season. Joe Burrow out for the season. Mark Andrews out for the season. That's about as devastating a triple injury headline that I can remember in a very, very long time, right?
Yeah, it sucks, man. And do you know what? Don't really care about Lord Voldemort himself. Not really that bothered. Don't really care for the Browns. But Mark Andrews and the Ravens, obviously the Ravens is my older brother's team. And I just feel like they are genuinely the best team in the NFL at the moment. And he's a key part. He's a key part to that. And you were just there like, oh, man, they're having a flying season. They're doing really well. Everything like this. And then that happens. Now, I know they can survive without him, but I just feel like when you come to the playoffs, I think Mark Andrews would be your key player then, and he could sort of steady the ship and stuff with it. So I'm not 100% sure how long he's out for. I don't know if he's back playoff time or whether he's out, because I'm sure it was like a sprain or something, wasn't it? So they said he's probably going to miss the season, but I don't know.
He might be back for the playoffs for them, but obviously not for the fantasy playoffs, but for the actual Ravens team.
Yeah,
he could be back for the playoffs.
Fingers crossed he is.
Yeah, I know. He's one doesn't devastate my fantasy teams. I have very, very few shares of Mark Andrews. Just he generally goes earlier than where I personally would like to take him, to be honest with you. I think he's one of those tight ends that goes right up near the top, so I'm not really willing to take him a lot of the time. But the Deshaun Watson one, not that I was really starting him anyway, but I've got a hell of a lot of Deshaun Watson. Joe Burrow, he's another one that actually doesn't affect me too much. I've only got him in one or two places, but you got to think this really hurts. If you own Jamar Chase, this is devastating, right? He's a championship player that's been frustrating you for a bit of the season anyway. Now you have to deliberate. Jesus, like, can I start Jamar Chase every week confidently? Probably not, right?
Yeah, it's a tough one. We had this in the rewind where we were like,
yeah,
you know, who do you start? And I'm always like, you've got to start your studs. Okay, Jamar Chase, you have to start. It's one of them. If you this week bench Jamar Chase for somebody like, I don't know, off the top of my head, say
DeAndre Hopkins, right?
But DeAndre Hopkins is a good player and he can have his. But like, I'm trying to think of a lower down sort of, say Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed playing for the Packers now. He's already got himself a touchdown. He's rushed a couple of times. I've seen as well. So you know what I mean. If you'd have gone, I'm going to sit Jamar Chase this week for Jaden Reed. My God, you were a fucking genius. Okay.
Yeah.
And you deserve it. But at the same time, Jaden Reed has scored. He's got a touchdown. He's got a couple of catches. He's got a couple of rushes. So yeah, he's probably going to put up double-digit game, probably about 10, maybe 11 points. But Jamar Chase could put up 35 points this week. You know.
Yeah.
So if you could be that person that knows when to sit your studs and start the lower down ones, to me, you'll win everything. You know what I mean?
That's the whole game.
And that's what we love about this thing, because you don't know when to make that decision. You don't know when to do anything. Now, to me, I'm always like, you start your studs. Jamar Chase is a stud. I paid a first round pick for him in whatever league I'm in. So you start him.
Yeah.
You know, you can't not start him, can you? You know?
Yeah, it's a brave person that is able to sit him. And interestingly enough, and Jamie kind of reading my mind here a little bit, Isaiah Likely, he's the guy that, not just likely, he's going in, right? He's the replacement for Mark Andrews. Do you think that he automatically becomes a top 10 option at tight end just because Andrews in or Andrews out, Likely in? What do you think, Paul?
No. I do. I've probably been burnt by him before, so I'm just trying to get Likely's stuff.
He has done well whenever Mark Andrews is out. Likely has done well. He's a really good red zone threat. I think this is more of a bump though for Zay Flowers, for maybe Rashad Bateman, depending on if he can get his shit together, and then. Also, definitely a bump for it. Tell you what, Odell Beckham Jr., he's looked pretty good the last couple of weeks, actually. So I think that's where you're going to see the increase. Likely is someone, if you're playing in like 2 tight end leagues for whatever reason, then you might be happy with him.
Okay, so far this season, Isaiah Likely played week 1 without Mark Andrews and played, half of the game the other night without Mark Andrews. That you went down in the first half, didn't he?
Yeah.
So this week he had a 74% snap share. He had 2 targets for 0 receptions and 0 yards and 0 anything. And week 1 was against the Houston Texans, where Mark Andrews, I believe, he didn't play at all that game, did he? He played 72% of snaps. He was tight end 46 with 1 target, 1 reception for 4 yards.
Yeah. So I think top 10 is to, like, even if you like, let's look at the names, top 10 points per game at tight end. You got Kelsey, Hawkinson, Kittle, Andrews is there, so we'll take top 11. Laporta, Kmet, Schultz, Kincaid, Ingram, Ferguson, Dallas Goedert. I'm not starting, and I'm not sitting any of those guys.
I'll start him over Dallas Goedert.
Well, he's injured, yeah, but whenever Goddard comes back, right?
I thought I was gonna get
but even then, who's below him? Guys like David Njoku and Logan Thomas. I suppose that's maybe the realm that he might live, but Logan Thomas, I might hesitate to say I would maybe start a Logan Thomas. That's about the realm. So not quite top 10.
Yeah, you're probably in the right area there.
Yeah,
but I'm probably not going to start him this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've got places where I may have to because there's just a shit show on the waiver wire, and I had him to handcuff him, or I had him on my team anyway. But it's just one of them where it was like I may have to start in some places, but if I don't have to, I'm not starting likely this week.
I'm tending to agree. Yeah,
I'm more than likely going to wait until he has a good week.
Nice. I like that. So thank you, Jamie, for those questions. Jamie, I see you've got another winner. We'll get to that very soon in our next segment. And guys, if you are watching along and you want to ask a question, you got to do it over on YouTube, please. If you're asking questions on X, can't see them, won't be able to know. So hop over to YouTube and do all that good stuff like and subscribe if you haven't already, and then fire a question into the live chat comments, and we'll get to it in our next segment. But Paul, we're going to move on to topic number 2. And last week you introduced a fun little game, right? It was, can you guess the player? If you're listening along, why not play along in the comments as well? So, Paul, you're going to give me some stats about a player. You didn't tell me. It was either going to be wide receivers or running backs. You kept it open. You kept me confused. I also didn't have time to study it all last week anyway. So I'm going in with just the space between my ears here. So what do you got for me?
So I'm going to go running back this week. Okay. I will give 5 points to anyone who can tell me who it is in the comments first, just saying. I haven't picked these people. I'm literally picking them straight off a cuff,
Love it. If you want an update on the Lions-Packers game, some white guy I don't know I think maybe rapping, just finished rapping. So it's very exciting. They're doing a halftime show at Thanksgiving now. I don't know. Have they always done that? Maybe they have always done a halftime show at Thanksgiving, but yeah.
You put. I'm trying to find it now. Hang on. I'm on the wrong thing.
Sorry, Paul. Let's just have 3 minutes of dead air while you find it. That's real entertaining for everybody watching, right? I mean, just
that's really bad, isn't it? It's weird because the stats are different than what they were for the quarterbacks. So it just doesn't look as fun then.
It's not as relating as nicely. Big shot though. The Green Bay Packers absolutely crushing the Lions right now. Have you seen the score yet?
No, I haven't. I've seen it. What's it? 23-6, is it?
Yeah, Packers turned the ball over. The Goff has turned the ball over at least 2 times from what I've seen. Just not playing well at all. Just to add to our last little conversation, Jamie was adding in he'd start McBride or Njoku very likely. I tend to agree. I think actually David Njoku for this matchup this week in particular, someone I was highlighting in the Fantasy Wildcard DFS show as a sneaky play at tight end, just because they'll have Dorian Thompson-Robinson or perhaps Joe Flacco, probably DTR, coming in. These young guys and these old guys, at the start and the end of the career, they love to target the tight end. So David Njoku could see a little bit of a bump in his targets going up for the Browns this week. So he could be a sneaky play if you really need to play someone, or if you're playing some DFS. Doing quite well in DFS this week so far, Paul. Tucker Craft, is that his name? Tucker Craft in. He's got a couple of points already, so I'm pretty pleased with my DFS start for this slate.
I was really annoyed. I was going to do the fantasy game day one and completely forgot. And then I picked up the kids and then had to take the dog to the vet and everything, and came home and the game had started. And I was like, crap.
Sorry. I haven't jumped ship over to the game day app yet. I'm taking a hipster pick and staying out for now. But yeah,
you're a fool. Yeah,
it looks great. Looks great. I'm lazy.
Are you ready for your first running back?
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Okay, so your first running back so far this season has 614 yards. He has 3 touchdowns. He also has 162 receiving yards with 1 receiving touchdown. And he is averaging 10.2 fantasy points per game.
Okay, so pretty good. So the rushing yards was 600 and something.
614.
So that's got to be right up there. Receiving yards?
Receiving yards is 162.
Mm-hmm.
He has 1 receiving touchdown and 3 rushing touchdowns.
Okay. No, this might be a bit of a stretch.
He's averaging 10.2 points, fantasy points per game, and has 101.6 points on the season.
Might be a bit too high for his rushing yards. Give me DeAndre Swift.
No. So you are... DeAndre Swift is 12 spots higher than him.
Okay. All right. 12 spots higher. So we got
DeAndre Swift is averaging 11.7 points per game.
All right, so I'm pretty close on the points per game then. Receiving yards again, one more time, Paul. Sorry.
162.
Okay. So they do get him involved in the receiving game. He's rushed a hell of a lot. Like, that's pretty good. 600 plus at this stage in the season. That's pretty solid.
Averaging 4.29 yards per attempt.
All right. I'm going to go. And again, if you're listening along, feel free to try and answer in the comments as well. Is it?
I'll give you one more guess.
Okay. I was going to guess. Maybe not quite right. Give me Joe Mixon.
No. So where's Joe Mixon in accordance to him? You're close. Joe Mixon's running back 13, averaging 10.9 points per game.
Yeah.
It was the Kansas City Chiefs running back, Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, I was thinking Pacheco, but I thought that receiving tally was too high. But obviously not. Obviously he's been snapping up more targets than I thought. He's been playing really well, Pacheco. I actually wish they would get Pacheco more involved because absolutely no one in the Kansas City Chiefs can catch a ball to save their life. So it'd be good to see Pacheco a little bit more involved, actually.
Yeah, it really would. It really would. Right. Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm just getting the stats up for the next
All right,
player.
Let's get some more stats, Paul. Let's go for it, yes.
Search. There we go. There he is. So the next guy has 493 rushing yards. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns. He also has 234 receiving yards and no touchdowns. And he's averaging 9.1 points per game with a total of 90.7 fantasy points.
Okay. So this sounds like somebody who might be a very good, like, he's not the lead running back, but he's not. He's not the lead. He sounds like someone that's in like a system, and he's definitely the third down back because he's got like half the receiving yards as he does.
I fucking love him watching your mind work here. If you nail this now, I'm gonna be so happy for you.
Can I get any info on like yards per carry or anything like that? Would that give it away? Or
yards per carry is 6.16.
I know who it is. Show me Jalen Warren.
Yes!
Yeah!
Go on, Max!
Nailed it.
Smashed it out of
Yes.
the fucking park.
Love it. He's so good, by the way. He's so much better than Najee. It's absolutely criminal. Like, did you see that tweet? I think our good friend Tom Strachan retweeted it. It was like Jalen Warren like ripped up the park, like absolutely smashed it, and like ran for like 50-yard rip or something like that, and then he never got another carry for the rest of the game. Like, just criminal. Oh, as David Montgomery just goes in for a touchdown for the Lions.
Oh, fuck off!
Crushing Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh, flag. Hold on. Never mind. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. We'll see. We'll see.
Mate, I've backed Jahmyr Gibbs in my bet.
Me too. I've got some Gibbs on DFS, but weird. It might be pulled back, Paul. Might be pulled back.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Do you want your next one, or do you want to wait?
Give me the next one. Yeah, I'll take one more.
Okay. Oh, I'm doing three. It
must be defensive holding actually, because there's a literal, like an actual rugby tackle going on in the end zone there. All right, let's hear who's next.
Right, the next one has 264 yards.
That's good.
6 touchdowns.
That's good.
264 rushing yards.
Yeah, for this point in the season, that's good, right?
206. We're just talking about like other players that was 600, but yeah, okay, that's good.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm thinking 624. I'm being stupid. Never mind.
200,
yeah,
Max. 264.
All right, that's not great. 6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns.
All right.
59 receiving yards. Okay. And is averaging 8.5 points per game. 68.3 points.
Oh, who's it's not like someone who's red zone, like a Latavius Murray, maybe.
No.
The 6 touchdowns. That's putting me off. So I'm thinking it's someone. Or are they currently injured?
No, they didn't play the first 2 games. Played 3 and 4. Had a bye week 5.
The 6 has to be someone who's just like a goal line hammer. Oh, Montgomery's just scored again, by the way. That was pulled back, but it looks like he scored anyway.
Hang on, Max. Hang on, Max.
Jimmy in the chat.
Nailed it. He's nailed it.
Nice, yeah. Jamie.
Go on, Jamie. 5 points,
5
Jamie.
points.
5 points.
5 points. Please redeem them at any Dynasty Hotseat store nationwide. Yes, excellent work, Jamie. That's great. Love that, Paul.
Next week, wide receivers, yeah.
Let's do wide receivers next week. Love it. All right, let's get into any kind of nailed on starts or sits that you have for this week. I'll start off. I'm a big fan this week. I'm looking at. I'm not sure, Paul. You might be able to tell me. Have I picked Michael Pittman Jr. before for my start of the week?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but he's going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, right?
You love him.
He is my most not most rostered. Cal Phillips is my most rostered wide receiver. My second most rostered wide receiver in Dynasty is Michael Pittman. Yeah, he's going up against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and as I was chatting to Ali last week, both their cornerbacks look like they're going to miss some time. So that plus the fact that Gardner Minshew absolutely loves him, he's targeted him over 10 times, more times than he's not this season. Yeah, I think Michael Pittman Jr. is in for a big, big day going forward. In terms of sits of the week, it's tricky because actually there's a lot of like really quite nice matchups out there, and some of the sits are kind of obvious. Like you might think about sitting like a T. Higgins, right? Something like that, just because it's uncertain what's going to happen with the lineup. I'm gonna go just because I don't think he's very good, and people are going to get excited about him coming back. Give me Kyren Williams as a sit of the week. I know he did light the world on fire when he was in. He is coming back, but I just don't think he's very good. I'm going to say Kyren Williams, sit of the week. Paul,
okay.
What you got?
Okay, so I'm going to use the theory that I should have stuck with last week. Okay, So last week, so my start this week is going to be Kyron Williams because last week you said your sit of the week was Calvin Ridley. Who was wide receiver 1 on the week.
What did I also say right after that?
He's probably going to fucking blow up.
I said, get your money on Calvin Ridley having an absolute smash week because I'm sitting him everywhere that I can. Although I was forced to start him in a few places, which was quite nice.
Oh, it must have been awful for you, you know?
I do have a lot of Calvin Ridley. So, yeah, it was quite nice that I had to start him in some places. But, yeah, that was... Yeah, almost nailed up.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. So no, my start of the week is not going to be Kyron Williams, although I should do. My start this week is going to be DeAndre Hopkins.
Nice.
And I think that fucking Panthers team is so bad that even Will Levis is going to be throwing deep bombs, and I think they're going to score quite a few past them. Yeah. So I'm going with that. And my sit of the week is going to be Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
I'm sticking with that because he's done this before, where he's led us all to a false sense of security, and then he's garbage the next week. So
I wholeheartedly back that, Paul. I think that's absolutely spot on. Okay, that brings us into some hot questions, and as we kind of thought, less people in the chat. It is Thanksgiving, and people are watching the games. So we got one from Jamie earlier on, which we'll pull up now. Jamie asking us, start 2 wide receivers here in full PPR: Kirk, Godwin, Deontay Johnson, and he feels that sponsor of the Fantasy Wildcard Rewind show, Rashid Shaheed, is interesting this week. Paul, your thoughts?
Oh, mate, Rashid Shaheed is the guy.
What a legend!
What a guy! Sponsor of the Fantasy Wildcard Rewind, and a real out and out legend.
Really is, yeah.
But I wouldn't start him over any one of them.
No, neither would
I. Honestly, my head is saying Kirk, Deontay.
Same.
But it's really like Godwin's such a good player, but he just doesn't seem to be clicking with him this year and stuff like that. So I'd lean Kirk and Deontay.
Yeah, I'll take Kirk and I'll take Deontay. I think Deontay Johnson's about to have a really big week with Matt Canada being gone. I think Deontay of old will be turning up for sure for everyone to see, hopefully. And hey, we got Blurpy back. Yeah,
Blurpy, what's going on?
He was here last week. He's saying, "Oh, I mean, this is always an interesting." Any start set that involves Taysom Hill is always really interesting, right? He's saying, "Do you go Taysom Hill or Jake Ferguson, and then Debo or Garrett Wilson?"
That one's easy.
I could set Henry and play both wide receivers, but Henry has a good matchup. I agree. I think Derrick Henry's got a very good matchup, so I would be starting him. For me, this very much depends on: are you expected to win or are you expected to lose? If it's a close matchup, I think you go conservative. I think you go with Ferguson. If you're expected to win, I think you definitely go for Ferguson. If you have a real outside shot and no one's really sure what's going to happen, I suppose you roll the dice with Taysom Hill because he's the guy that could break the week and end up with multiple touchdowns. I think Debo, Garrett Wilson, that was pretty easy. I think you rolled with Debo Samuel, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I can't remember. The Jets have announced who's their QB this week. It's not Zach Wilson, is it? They've benched Zach Wilson. I can't remember who they said it was going to be.
It's the guy that played like a really low college and has like absolutely ridiculous stats from college, but like from playing terrible teams. I can't remember his name though.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson, I'm a little bit unsure of. He hasn't had the best season this year. He hasn't had the season we all expected. So yeah, I'm a bit worried about Garrett Wilson. So I'd start Henry over Garrett Wilson 100%.
Garrett Wilson, he's someone I am I'm just waiting for him to have, because he's still he's so damn good that he's doing okay. I'm just waiting for a couple of down weeks, and then I'm trying to buy him.
Well,
He's good.
He finished last week as wide receiver 103.
Yep. So this is the start, right? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a couple in a row if people get sick of him, and then I'll see if I can swoop in and see if I can buy him. And Blurpy adding on that is a pretty close game, so I think he go Jake Ferguson there. He's adding in. He's got ETN, Rashad White, and Tony Pollard, and Derrick Henry. He's starting all four of them. Which, I mean, Tony Pollard's maybe the one there that you kind of go, but I think you still start him over Garrett Wilson, right?
Yeah. I still start him over Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I think so as well.
100%.
Our guy Jamie agrees with me as well.
Good luck, Blurpy, and don't listen to the projected points.
Yeah, they're always
horse shit, mate. Okay?
Oh, someone has an absolutely ridiculous. I can't. I wish I could remember who it was, but I think it might be Ty Chandler in the Scott Fish Bowl is predicted to get like over 20 points this week. I'm like, slow down. Like that is not happening at all. Paul, sadly, your team was coming on, by the way, towards the end, but was it enough to get in the playoffs?
Mate, my team do this really good thing where and mate, Scott Fishbowl, I put this out on Twitter the other day or X. Scott Fishbowl is my bogey thing, okay? I've been in it 3 years now, 3 years in a row, and I've not made the playoffs once. Okay, it's just my bogey league. And literally the last couple of weeks, my team has been on fire. Proper fire. And it's been, I've just been smashing it, but no, it wasn't enough to get me in. It was too little, too late, you know?
Yeah,
too little, too late.
I, of course, am in the playoffs, but I'm going straight out round one.
But mate, mate, my QBs were fire, and that's what I did wrong. I remember the night that we drafted it. Well, I remember the start of the night. Don't remember much after that.
I don't remember too much about the
me, you, and Bob Lung just well, there's a few others there, but we were just smashing beers and
Tell you what, that slap I got a lot of abuse for slapping Dalton Kincaid's up there. Not looking so silly now. Just saying.
I was leading it. Okay, I was leading the fucking charge of your early pick. I think you prematurely went for Dalton Kincaid. I think you could have got him later. But what I did wrong was I've managed in my Scott Fishbowl team to have Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, and Justin Herbert, which I'm like, amazing QBs. But when I went for like Jared Goff, I was like, I shouldn't have gone for Jared Goff. I should have gone.
I remember you saying that on the day.
I should have gone for I had Saquon Barkley. I've got I've got some good players, but it was just I just didn't seem to it didn't click. It didn't click. So
yeah, I lost Anthony Richardson fairly early on. That's kind of I've been rolling with Kenny Pickett, and it's just not. It's not the same. I got Mahomes and Pickett, and then I got a lot of guys that have hit and done well. Like I got Tank Dell in there. I've got Adam Thielen in there. Like a lot of guys like that have done really well, but I don't have the strong QBs to make it very far, sadly. So yeah, Blurpy adding one more thing. He says, does it change anything that the guy's playing against starting Purdy? All the more reason to start Debo because you remove Purdy's at least a slice of Purdy's value there. So all the more reason.
It's moo point.
Yeah, absolutely agreed.
If you watch Friends, you know what moo point is. So
moo points. I've got a hot question for you, Paul. Right, so you've seen before. It's like build the perfect QB, right? And it's like Aaron Rodgers' right arm, Lamar Jackson's legs, like all of this, like so and so's play calling, right? I want you to build the worst QB that you can using just NFL players in general. Maybe not just a QB, but just like NFL players in general. So if we started off, let's go QB to make it easier. Let's go with the legs to start off. Who's got the worst legs, the least mobile offensive player, let's say, that you could think of? I'll allow you a couple of years grace with maybe players who have just retired as well.
So are we just sticking to QBs? Yeah, because this is something we could do.
No, I'll let you.
No, because we could do this each week and build the perfect running back and the perfect tight end.
I love it. Let's do QB then.
So we'll just do QB. So we're talking the worst player.
Yeah.
The worst legs.
Yeah. Feel free in the comments to chip in to see if you can improve on this as well. So who's
and I'm also going to say we're going to do active players as well. We're not going to go.
Let's do active. Okay.
From the 1950s or some shit like that.
Well, otherwise we'll
active players.
We'll just end up with Ben Roethlisberger the year he retired. That'll just be the person we built.
Right. This is quite a tough one. So I'm trying to think of a very, very. I really want to say Daniel Jones for the worst legs because he just fucking falls every time he runs. But actually, he can run the ball.
What about Daniel Jones's balance?
Yeah, we'll choose that. So the worst legs.
Yeah.
So somebody that's not mobile, somebody that gets sacked a lot. Active player. I'm going to say. Oh, I don't know. This is tough, isn't it? Kenny Pickett's legs. Because he doesn't seem that mobile. Is there anyone else you could think of that's worse?
I mean, Mac Jones is pretty awful, right?
Oh, you leave Mac alone.
He's very, very unmobile, right? I mean, do we go Aaron Rodgers' left leg and Kirk Cousins' right leg?
No, we don't do that. Okay. I'll give you Mac Jones. So Mac Jones's legs. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go Mac Jones's legs. Let's go throwing arm. Who's got the worst throwing arm?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's atrocious. Actually, although he throws a nice pass, but it's just always the wrong. Like, I feel like his decision making is his problem, not the way he throws passes. Who just throws an ugly spiral?
He's been benched by the Jets, man. Okay,
Zach Wilson. True. Yeah, I can't think of any two worse than Zach. Although, no, Desmond Ridder isn't worse than Zach Wilson, right? That's too harsh, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go Zach Wilson's throwing arm. Okay. Let's go mind. Who's stupid, right? Who's not got good decision making. I've got one for this. I think it's easy.
Go on.
Well, on the field, Jameis Winston just constantly just the most bizarre decisions you've ever seen. Off the field, I mean, Deshaun Watson, right?
Yeah.
Off the field, So Winston on the field, Deshaun Watson off the field. What about we had one more. It was Daniel Jones's balance as well, right? So
Daniel Jones's balance.
The legs of Mac Jones, the throwing arm of Zach Wilson, the decision making of Jameis Winston,
and Deshaun Watson,
and Deshaun, and then also the balance of Daniel Jones. Anything else we should throw in there?
No, not really.
I think that's about it, right? That's about it. That's pretty bad quarterback, right? So yeah, well, I think we should continue this going into wide receivers and running backs.
So my question for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, can you build the best QB?
Well, yeah, it's easy.
Don't fucking say it, okay? Don't even say it, okay?
You have the legs of Patrick Mahomes, the throwing arm of Patrick Mahomes, the mind of Patrick Mahomes, the balance of Patrick Mahomes, the intangibles of Patrick Mahomes, and everything up. I mean, the only thing you don't have is the brother of Patrick Mahomes. That's about it. That's the only thing.
You done?
I said the only thing you don't have. The only thing you don't have is the brother of Patrick Mahomes. That's the only thing that you change. Come on. All right, let's go legs.
Who's legs? That's a tough one for me. That's a tough one.
It's between two, right?
Three.
Me, oh yeah, it is between three, isn't it? Give me the king though. Give me Lamar. Give me Lamar for that. Just the way he runs, the balance he has. Like, yeah, I think give me Lamar's legs. Justin Fields right up there. Obviously, Anthony Richardson as well, right up there too. Right.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts has a big, strong legs. That is true.
So I'll tell you what. We'll build one together. Okay. So you're taking Lamar's legs. Okay. I'll take Kyler Murray's legs.
Obviously. It's immediately going to be off balance here. Any other
Okay. Throwing arm. I'm picking first because you picked first with the legs. Okay. I'm picking first. Yeah. Throwing arm. Give me Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Give me Aaron Rodgers. Right. That's an easy one, right? Aaron Rodgers, absolutely pinpoint, beautiful throwing motion, one of the best of all time. I'll take Aaron Rodgers there. Happily.
Yeah. He's doing it week in, week out at the moment, isn't
he? He is. Yeah. He looks way too good for having a torn Achilles, actually. Next up, what's up?
Decision making, yeah?
Okay. Decision making. This is a good one. Who doesn't turn the ball over a lot? I tell you what, CJ Stroud. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, he did it really well when he was intercepted 3 times against the Cards.
I know, but he's been great for a rookie, but I think that's too much for a rookie. Decision making, give me. I can't have him. This is tricky. There's a lot of people you could choose. Like, you got sort of like your Kirk Cousins kind of there for decision making.
He was mine, to be fair. Kirk Cousins, or I've got another one. So
yeah, give me Kirk Cousins there. There's another good one I had in mind though. Who's your guy?
Tua Tagovailoa.
Love it.
I think he always makes the right decision, the right pass. So I love that.
Absolutely agreed.
What else are we going with? Balance,
and was that it? Was it just balance? Yeah, okay. Balance. Tell you what, Josh Dobbs looks pretty stable, doesn't he? But for balance, I mean, Jamie also saying Josh Dobbs, his decision making, his mind, obviously he's the rocket scientist, right? So his mind's gonna be pretty strong. Balance wise, give me Justin Fields for balance. Actually, he's got incredible balance for a guy that, it's a shame he doesn't have much else, but the balance is great.
I'll take Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, absolutely agree there. Yeah.
So there we go. Kyler,
that's a good.
Kyler, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa. Put them in a fucking machine.
That's quite nice, actually.
And you get an ultimate QB.
Well, I get Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, and Justin Fields. Also, that's that's a good blend.
You know what you'll have there. You know what you have there. Somebody who may play 4 games this season.
That's true. It's true. 0 Achilles, like a guy with no Achilles between them. Okay, that was good fun. Right, let's. I'll just have a quick scan. Don't think we got any more. Blurpy saying he also has Charbonnet. I don't think that changes any decisions for you, mate. I think that's.
Have you seen the question Jamie's just?
He was asking about the Pats or the Niners defense. Just go to the Niners. I think
Niners,
the better team. Real football question: Man City or Liverpool this weekend? Liverpool.
Jamie, you know you're asking a Liverpool fan here who he's going to choose.
Darwin Nunez is coming alive this weekend, Jamie. Right? It's time. He's teased it. It's time for Darwin to really come alive, and yeah, he's going to smash against Man City. Liverpool are going to cement their title charge with a win here, but in all reality, it'll probably be a draw. Paul, who have you got for that game?
So now you've heard the Homer fan thing of it's going to be Liverpool or a draw. It's going to be Man City, okay? 100% Man City.
Villa flying, by the way. Your team, Villa, doing really well, right? Doing real well.
I've got a question for you. Okay, so my hot question for you is hang on, it'll be a 2-part question. The first part, do you watch I'm a Celebrity?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, I can't ask you this question then.
I have heard something happen with Fred Sirac, and that's about all I've heard.
So my question for you was on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I really hate her, or 10 being I really, really hate her. How much do you hate Nella Rose? Is it Nella Rose?
That's a 10. That's a 10. I've heard enough that I'm just like, you piece of shit. Like, you are using the death of your own parents to get some kind of weird, like, sympathy clout off people. And you're doing it to one of the nicest people to grace British television in the last 10 years. Fuck off. 10.
Yeah, the problem. I could proper get into this. It proper wound me up the other day. The problem I've got with it is Fred was just cutting food, making his nice food, and he's had proper chef training and everything like that. I know he works front of house and all this, but it's proper chef training and all that shit. And he's cooking some good food, and then goes, he's talking about his eyesight and stuff, and then he goes, "Oh, I'm 51," and then she's like, "Oh, I'm 26." He's like, "I'm old enough to be your dad." And she's like, "Huh? Are you insulting me with that? What? Mental. What? Like, I say that to people, like, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I'm old enough to be your dad, to, like, the kids' friends and stuff like that. And it's like, it's just a banter thing, isn't it? Fucking stupid.
I mean, she has somehow managed to be the most hated person in Britain from that camp, and Nigel Farage is in that camp.
Mate, I want him to win. God, Team Farage.
Man, he's like, she's the one that is just that. And then last hot question, actually, this is what I just seen the advert for in the game. Ohio State going up against Michigan this weekend. The game, what game it's going to be as well. Both teams absolutely rolling. Going to be a tough matchup. I'm going to pick, actually, the underdog here. I think Michigan are going to win. Mainly because I don't think Ohio State have a good enough quarterback. I've not been a big fan this year. And Michigan, JJ McCarthy, really playing well. Blake Corum, really playing well. The defense, smashing it as well. I'm going to go with the upstart. Jesus Christ. Upset. I'm going to go with Michigan beating Ohio State.
Is it an upset is it an upset when one team's ranked 2 and the other one's 3?
Yeah, Ohio State are meant to be like the only people that could possibly like beat Georgia from what I've seen, but I think Michigan are doing really well too. So I'm going to go Michigan, just like mainly because like Ohio State, their quarterback, I'm absolutely blanking on his name. That's how, like, McCord. That's it, McCord.
I'm not great. So you're saying Michigan, okay? By the looks of Jamie's next comment, he's saying Michigan. So I'm going to say Ohio State and show that I'm a true believer.
Well, they have the great equalizer, Marvin Harrison Jr. So I mean, like,
and he's going to be a Cardinal next year. So
yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. What an absolute treat that would be for you! Like an absolute
definitely
treat.
Getting that jersey.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to say Michigan. They've been playing well. Both teams are playing really well, though. So hopefully one of them are able to beat Georgia. I just wouldn't want Georgia to go back to back to back. Paul, that brings us into my favorite part of the show, right?
Oh yeah,
it's the sizzle reel. Paul,
sizzle time, baby.
We're starting off hot. Someone at Netflix, they've done this on purpose. Have you seen this?
Oh man, Max, you can't put that stuff on here.
That's 100% been done on purpose. On purpose, right? That's genius.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think it's been done on purpose.
You ever seen Sausage Party?
I have, yes. Weirdly,
it's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
It did make me laugh. It did make me laugh.
Hey, look, 'tis the season. 70% off sale.
Oh, fucking hell.
What generous offer, right?
Yeah. No wonder it looks like a sausage party, yeah?
Absolutely, right? Patrick Mahomes has seen this. Mahomes even throw into a fan and they drop it as well. Like, just... nothing you can do. Even like as a Kansas City fan, I came out of that game and I was like what, like not even mad. Just like you can't leave 21 points on the field against the Eagles and expect to win. Like you have Kelsey, he has one drop a year, and it just happened this time against the Eagles. You have MVS just not being very good at football. Let's put it down to that. And then you have Mahomes inexplicably throwing a pick and a great read by the Eagles defense there, picking it off in the end zone. That's 21 points at a minimum, 9 points. That wins you the game. Yeah. What did you watch the game?
No, I didn't watch this one. I've seen the highlights. It looked
It's
like
crap as well, by the way. It was a shit game.
It looked like a tough day for the Chiefs.
It was. Hopefully, that'll be the kick that makes us address the wide receiver room. Rashee Rice is a nice player, but he's a complement player, I think. He's not a main star wide receiver, and we got a hell of a lot of wide receivers coming out this year. I mean, obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be out of range. Players like Malik Neighbors is probably going to be out of range. Keon Coleman may be out of range. There is a small chance Kansas City could end up with a guy who I really, really like called Rome Odunze. There is a small chance, but he is very, very good. So we'll have to wait and see how far he falls in the draft. But he'd be a great addition. Have a look at this. Was this you in school just absorbing information?
That's me with fantasy football, mate.
Just who to start, who to sit each week. Absolutely love it, right?
What the wise ways of thinking, you know.
He is so wise, absolutely. This one from our pal Tom Strachan. Look, Kenny Pickett going to throw, and this is the reaction when Kenny Pickett throws. Look,
I seen one of them. I seen one of them do that in the UK game as well.
Yeah,
it's just so bad.
I know. He's the worst. Speaking of the opposite to the worst, actually, CJ Stroud to Tank Dell. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite duos.
Mate, I'm all in on Tank Dell. I didn't think he was going to be my guy, but actually, he's turned into somebody that I really love.
He is awesome, right? I mean, I love that we've seen the stats of him in college where that he was a red zone threat, and we thought, well, that can't translate. But here we are.
Didn't CJ Stroud? There was that rumor of the night, wasn't it, where it was like he went up to them and they were like, "Who do you want?" He was like, "Go and get my guy Tank Dell. I want Tank Dell," and he told them to go after Tank Dell.
And this is why. I mean, look at that. By the way, beautiful throw as well, right? Just beautiful throw. But yeah, Tank Dell, CJ Stroud. Absolutely love that combination. Be really interesting to see in startups next year how high exactly they go. CJ Stroud, he's got to be locked in Superflex first round player now, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. Tank Dell,
100%.
probably third, fourth round, right? He can't be too far behind.
Yeah,
you know me, Paul.
Rich Coolin did his first 2 rounds of a fantasy startup, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And CJ Stroud was 106 for him.
Yeah, I think that's about right for me as well. Hey, look at this. Big guys, catching passes. One of my favorite things, right? I mean, I love he hits the gritty 34-7 down in the fourth quarter.
Mate, I love it. I love it. And do you know what, mate? He only just gets in as well. When you watch it, like, look, like he's on the line.
Yeah,
a guy that big is brought down on the line. You're like, oh, surely you should have gone over. You should have got better than that. But
I love Jeffrey Simmons, one of the best blockers in the league, getting his time to shine. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, Quentin Johnson. I mean, or is it MVS? Who knows? Like, could be either. This guy sucks, right?
Oh man, there was so much hope for him. I have quite a lot of shares of him. I had so much hope for him. It's depressing. Can we scroll past this? We sort of have to keep watching how bad this is.
Paul, I tried to warn you. What can I say? I tried to warn you. He can't catch. But what did I say? He looks like the Hulk. He plays like Bruce Banner. That's Quentin Johnson. Like I don't know, maybe there's time to turn it around, but doesn't look good for now. This is my favorite clip of the year. Like, this gets better and better and better the more you watch it. Zach Wilson in his last game as a starting quarterback trips over no one and fought. I mean, this is Zach Wilson in a nutshell here, right?
Yeah, that sums him up and his season and everything like that. You got to feel for the kid. I bet he's
just not very good, is he?
I bet he's got some demons.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that everyone gives the 49ers grief about, trading up and then picking the wrong quarterback. There was no right choice. Like, Zach Wilson wasn't the right choice. Trey Lance wasn't the right choice. Mac Jones wasn't the right choice. Justin Fields wasn't the right choice. They were doomed to fail anyway. This class just wasn't very good, sadly. Yeah, but Zach Wilson, I mean, he's the worst of the bunch.
It keeps going back to that giving head, doesn't it?
I know. Well, that's tis the season, right?
How we roll.
Yeah,
steak and blowjob day.
Fucking Cooper Kupp. This is just the worst.
No. Fucking scroll past this because you pissed me off. Because I gave you a first for Cooper Kupp in one of the leagues, and then he does this like 2 weeks later. So fuck off.
I bought Cooper Kupp and Christian Kirk in a league, and then he hours before this game, and then this happened. So that's my bad. This is my fault. My injury curse continues, but he could be back this week, Paul. So not the end of the world. Hopefully he'll be okay. Hey, look at these guys. Is Josh Dobbs popular? What do you think? Look at this.
I love it.
I think
embrace him. He's fucking flying, man.
He is and it's amazing. Only just takes a couple of games, right? And then you get this. Just impress fans even a little bit. This is what you're going to get. I absolutely love it. Hey, had to bookmark this one from our pal Jeff Bell. Over the last 5 weeks, Stephon Diggs, 28 receptions, 275 yards. Dalton Kincaid, 34 receptions, 318 yards. Talk to me, Paul.
You were right.
Yes. Love it when I'm right. It doesn't happen often.
Mate, credit to you. You stuck with your guy. He was your guy. You said you were going to do it. You did it in the Scott Fish Bowl, everything like that, and fucking fair play to you.
Love it.
I love it. I love it when something goes right. It's fair play. Yeah.
Speaking of my guy, this is my guy. I seen this come up and I just had to share it. The reason I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and Jamal Charles, I could watch highlights of this guy all day. There's not a running back like him in the league right now. I mean, just what an NFL team would kill. What would they do for somebody like this in the NFL right now? Look at this guy. Unbelievable. Big Jamal Charles guy, were you?
Yeah.
Look at that catch.
Mate, it's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's the last player to be running back one in back-to-back years. I still think that is Jamal Charles. I think he still holds that record. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident that he's the last guy to go back-to-back running back one overall. And this is why. Just killing it. I mean, it does make me sad that Clyde Edwards-Helaire wears the same number. It makes me quite sad. But, let's move on. The less said about Clyde, the better. Hey, remember last week we talked about that idiot who dropped the ball before he ran into the end zone, right?
Yeah.
Paul, it happened again.
Oh, God.
This time not for Washington, but Alabama quarterback Simpson, who was in the fourth quarter when the game was over, he made a 79-yard run and dropped the damn ball before the end zone. What are we doing here?
Oh, man. Do you know what? He deserves the abuse of his team.
Nick Saban doesn't even look at him. He doesn't even turn around. He's furious.
It looks close, mate. I'll give him that.
It was right on the 1 yard line. But I mean, why? Just drop the ball in the end zone. What are we doing? just ruined what could have been. Oh, give it head. What could have been an unbelievable highlight for him, and now he's in Nick Saban's bad books, so he's probably not going to play for Alabama ever again because that's what he's like. This was our mate Ali saying this is what it was like waking up to see Watson, Burrow, and Mark Andrews injured, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Bang! That's not fun for anyone, right?
That's horrible. Horrible.
Maybe one of the worst tackles I've ever seen. Look at this. What is that?
What's he doing? Oh man.
Yeah. Like just doesn't even move his hat.
You'd respect him if he's shouting to the silly salmon. Woo!
The silly salmon. Yeah, maybe someone shouted that at the sidelines to him. He didn't realize the ball was coming. But that's absolutely atrocious,
Awful.
Right?
Awful.
Like in that same game, I believe as well. Like Florida State just lost their quarterback, Jordan Travis, to an absolutely horrendous, like looked like an ankle breaker or a leg break. It looked really bad. And then he goes and does this. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on. Like, not good at all. This is the last one I got for you. Have you seen this challenge before? So blindfolded, you have to try and guess what it is, right? So a nice watermelon covered in chocolate, right? So it's like, oh, what do you think that is? And then when the blindfold comes off,
That's savage.
What would your reaction be to that, Paul?
Oh, mate, you've got to know there. You've got to know there that you're not inside something.
I mean, I don't know. You're blindfolded, right? You do those blind taste tests and people don't realize what's going on. But, I mean, I would not be happy.
Oh, he'd have got it. He'd have got it.
Yeah. That's all the shit I got for you, Paul.
Love it.
We got a couple of comments going through. Our guy Jamie, he's been keeping with us, which is great. Fun fact: Michael Jackson, who was at the start of that, he was the creator of the Gritty in the music video. They Don't Care About Us. That is a great fact, actually, Jamie.
That is also a great song. Sorry, I just had a sleeper notification. Trey Lance is out.
Oh, thanks, sleeper.
Thanks for the update.
I was thinking that he was going to replace the red hot Dak Prescott. Like, yeah. Ooh, look at this. This guy, he took out Reed at the last minute for Lockett. Daniel, happens, mate. Happens. Like
if you listen to the Wildcard Rewind on Monday, you'd have realised that my fantasy stud of this week was Jaden Reed.
Yeah. There you go. Listen to Paul. He's a smart guy. We've got Kyle Singer in the chat. Kyle. Kyle also dropped a like and subscribe as well. Cheers, mate. He said Ford, Madison, Keaton Mitchell, Kenny Gainwell, Ty Chandler, Royce Freeman, Cooks, Gabe Davis, Fergie, McBride. Please set my lineup. All right. Okay. 2 RBs, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex, full PPR. No tight end flex. Gotcha. Okay. So the 2 running backs I'm starting there.
Wow, you've got some tough decisions there, Max. You could do this.
Yeah. All right. I'll go. Give me Ford. Give me Ford. I think 100%. They've got a good matchup. They got a good matchup against is it the Panthers they're playing?
No.
Who are they playing?
Steelers.
Yeah. Give me Ford in that matchup. I quite like that. And then I'm not going Gainwell. Give me Ty Chandler, Like Ty Chandler.
The Browns are playing the Broncos.
The Broncos. Oh, I knew they had a good matchup. Yeah. So yeah, definitely give me Ford because the Broncos get run on like nobody's business. Then I think the Vikings got the Bears, perhaps.
Bears Tuesday night.
Yeah, man. Give me Ty Chandler. He looked really good
coming in. Monday night. Sorry.
So did Madison though, but I think Ty Chandler maybe has a bit more momentum than Madison. So give me Ty Chandler there as the 2 running backs. 1 wide receiver, not Gabe Davis.
Cooks. Brandon Cooks.
Yep, that's easy. 1 tight end. Give me Ferguson
McBride.
or McBride. Who are you guys playing, Paul?
We're playing the Rams.
Yeah. Cowboys going up against the Commanders. The Commanders aren't great. McBride's the better player, though, right?
Give me McBride.
Yeah. Go McBride there, I think, as well. Yeah, and then one flex, but you can't be a tight end. I'm tempted just to say throw Alexander Madison in there to cover your bets.
It depends. So your point now is, what do you want out of the season? Are you pushing a playoff? Are you playing an easy team? Or are you playing a really hard team? If you're playing a really hard team, I think maybe leaning Keaton Mitchell as if he does what he can do, then he could score 20 points. Madison is a crock of shit most of the time, so it depends if you need a safe play or a upside play now.
True, I agree. Yeah, I think Ford's a smash play there. I think Cooks is definitely the play as well, and yeah, I think
Ty Chandler. The easy ones for me are Ford, Ty Chandler, and Cooks.
I think so.
McBride, I'm leaning personal preference, and then your flex needs to be on whether you need. Depends on who you're playing. If you're playing somebody that's a top 3 in the league, then you shoot for the upside. If you're playing somebody who's a bottom 3, then you want that safe. He's going to put up 8, maybe 10 points, and maybe win you the week. You know?
Absolutely. And then we got Daniel Adden in as well. Just click the sub and the like button. I absolutely agree, Daniel. And we got we got the Schmitty. He's back. Start Pollard or Herbert. You gotta go Pollard, right? He's not the best season, but I think you gotta go with Pollard here, right, Paul? Yeah, absolutely agree. Jamie agreeing as well. Hey, Jamie, giving the compliments, saying you guys are awesome. Thanks for making my day on this depressing American holiday. I'll be black, flooding your comments for sure, Jamie. I cannot wait, mate. That'll be absolutely great. We got a couple more here. We got George Play 01. I feel like George has maybe been in the comments before. Hey, George, if you've not, make sure you've hit that like and subscribe. Jalen Warren or Zach Charbonnet for the flex non-PPR. Jalen Warren with a bullet for that. Absolutely easy peasy for me, right? You agree, Paul?
Zach Charbonnet. 100%. Kenneth Walker's out this week.
So
Charbonnet's going to get all of the work. 100%.
Nah.
100%.
Nah.
100%.
Who are the Seahawks playing this week?
The 49ers.
Yes.
And
Zach Charbonnet is going to get picked up by Chase Young, and he's going to eat him.
Do you know what? I'm going to go and see. So who's the choices? Jalen Warren.
Or is that?
Sorry. My mate agrees with me.
Oh, your mate. Who's your mate?
Yeah.
Is your mate Mrs. Charbonnet?
Yeah. No, actually, it's Mrs. Sauvignon Blanc.
That's the kind of entertainment we provide on this show for everybody listening. Absolutely great.
Jamie, you'd like Charbonnet. You're going to like him. He's going to go off.
Jamie,
my guy, you say you don't like Charbonnet, and we're not having that. So
yeah, I mean, some people like Charbonnet. Just trust your gut, you know. Absolutely.
Max.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Max. Right. We're gonna have this now. Okay. If Jalen Warren outscores Zach Charbonnet,
Yep.
I'm trying to think of a punishment.
Ooh.
I will announce on Twitter that you're a better fantasy football player than I am.
Right. I mean,
if Zach Charbonnet outscores Jalen Warren, you announce on Twitter that I'm a better fantasy football player than you.
Ooh. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Let's do it. And we'll end with one more from Mo Diesel. Start 2, half PPR, Noah Brown, the Waddle, or however you pronounce it. Dowdle, the backup guy, right? Jeff Wilson or Jalen Guyton. I know Brown there, right? He's got to start. The other guy, Dwaddle, right? Whatever the fuck.
Rico Dowdle. Is it Rico Dowdle? Is that how you say his name?
The guy that isn't Tony Pollard, right? That guy. Yeah. I think we'll go with those two, right? Jeff Wilson probably not going to play much. Jalen Guyton, I mean, I'm sure he's doing night shifts at McDonald's. I'm not 100% sure though, but I think he might.
He's working the graveyard shift, man.
Yeah,
he can't play.
Yeah, and guys, that brings us to the end of this very special Thanksgiving edition of the Dynasty Hot Seat. If you haven't already, make sure you've hit that like, hit that subscribe button as well. We'll be back next week around the same time if you want to catch us live. We've had loads of comments.
We've got a guest. I think we've got a guest next week.
Oh, yes. We got a guest next week. Always fun. And as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Paul, mate, always a pleasure spending this, hour plus with you. Do you want to tell everyone where can they find you online before we head off?
X at Paul_picking. Come and find me, or the Wildcard Rewind on a Monday night. But yeah, as always, Mags, love doing this hour with you.
Love it. Absolutely. Happy holidays to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you next week for week 13. Can't believe it. Remember, Dynasty Dynasty, you need to know. Keep it locked right here on the Certified Inferno. See ya.